As you know, I sold my Kubota tractor whenever we sold our property. I didn't really want to get rid of it. I'll be honest with you, we love that tractor, but we had bought it for my husband. We had bought it for him to kind of start a side business, a tractor business. When COVID-19 hit and all the job sites were kind of slowing down, he had a really good job and he kept that job. It never ended during COVID, but their ability to get in and out of chemical plants, their ability to go do bid walks, their ability to just procure new jobs was definitely stunted. And he started really worrying about his employment. So we bought this tractor while we could still do that, while he was still employed and we had the ability to go ahead and get this tractor. We got it for him, and we bought a big nice one, and we bought the implements that went with it for him in case he started a side business, because he would need those things to go bush hog people's property, to go grade roads, all kind of things that you do with all those implements. So that's why we got it. We really didn't get it for me to just have help around doing my little gardening. It was a big help. I don't know what I would have done it without it the last couple of years, but there was no point in continuing to pay on this tractor and to keep it just for me to have to use for gardening. And then when we decided to sell our house and move here to Hilltop Home Place, we just didn't need it. This property is, you can always do work around somewhere, but this property is graded wonderfully. It drains wonderfully. And there was no point in me keeping this big tractor and paying the mortgage on it and everything just for me to garden. There was just no point in it. It was silly. So I'm trying to get debt free. And well, we've actually managed that actually. I still hasn't hit me yet, but we no longer have a house note. We no longer have a tractor note. We didn't have any car payments and we didn't have any credit cards. So I guess technically we're debt free. We do still have some financial liabilities that we're helping with, like my son's college, but that's not tied to anything on paper. We're just, we worked out a monthly agreement to pay them. And when you quit paying them, you just don't go to school. So there's no coming to take your house. There's no coming to seize something. Right now, I can honestly say we are untethered in debt to the debt world. And it feels good. It feels good. Even though technically we are still paying something to my son's college, and we'll continue to do so. But that only actually lasts for another 20 months. So after 20 months, we'll be completely debt-free, and I hope to stay that way. But anytime you're doing work around a property, anywhere, and you do just gardening, landscaping, anything like that, you need some help. So I went to the hardware store the other day, and I got me my new tractor. I'm calling this my tractor. It's a 6 cubic foot wheelbarrow. It's green, my favorite color, and I love it. It's so funny how this $80 wheelbarrow could make me so happy and could make me feel like I'm kind of replacing my tractor. Because a lot of the things I did with my tractor, I did do disking and I did things, don't get me wrong. But a lot of what I did was packing stuff around my property. Just loading something in my bucket, putting the bucket up and then taking it to another part of my property. So that's really, I just need something like this. And I'll put it to use. It was all shiny and green and pretty, but I've been using it and I'm scratching it up and I'm okay with that. I'm enjoying it. I'm tell you what, my yard is sprouting cement pieces. I think of the Laura Ingalls books. Well, it wasn't the Little House books. Later on, there were books written about their life at Rocky Ridge Farm in Mansfield, Missouri, and it kind of chronicled the life of their daughter, Rose. But I remember them saying in those books about Rocky Ridge Farm how they would spend all day picking rocks out of their soil so that they could get ready to plant apple trees or whatever. And then they would wake up the next morning and come outside and it was like there was rocks all in their soil. So they felt like every day these rocks were just sprouting up out of their soil. Well, I kind of feel that way here. It's not really the same situation because we don't have any type of big shelf underneath us full of granite or rock or anything like that. It's just simply products from the people that used to own this property, I guess. But it's like everywhere I turn, I'm seeing concrete sticking up. So we had already hauled these cinder blocks over here from when we first bought the property a few months ago. Had some down there at the end, I think we borrowed for something. But we already had those sitting there. And then today, just today, I've picked up all of these pieces out of the yard. And there's more to come. It's just like everywhere I look, there's pieces of concrete. There's one right there. And I've got a lot more to go. I'm gonna see how big this pile can get before I'm all finished. Okay, when it was over with, that's what I got just out of my yard. I also, while I was digging all this up, like pieces of it, you'll see they're caked with dirt. I had to dig some of them that were poking up, but they were still under the soil. But as I was digging them, earthworms were coming out from everywhere, like 8, 9, 10-inch long earthworms. They were really fat. And I was like, yes. They were earthworms that Samantha at Starkey Farmstead would be proud of. Go check her channel out here on YouTube. It's Starkey Farmstead. She knows so much about soil and how to make it healthy. And the big thing is get it to where there's earthworms all in it. So I'm so happy to see them out here already. Look, there's some now. There was another one. Yeah, right there. So I just lifted up this big stepping stone. I'm even finding those in my yard. I'm gonna take it up front and see how many I've got so far. All right, for the stepping stones, I got 3 over there. The one I just dug up, and I've got it upside down. It looks a lot better on the other side. Then I got 2 there. One's a little chipped on the edge, but it'll still be all right. So that's 6 right there. I could use those, no problem. I showed you one other time all of these pieces of stepping stones that I had found, and then all these lava rocks that were at the base of this tree. I think they used to kind of be arranged and they blocked off a little flower bed, but right now they're just everywhere. But I'm gonna dig them up and use them. I've got this big hunk of chunk right here. It was wrapped around a 4x4 to keep it in the ground, and I think my electrician dug it up. I can't pick it up, but I'm gonna pick it up later and get somebody to help me and put it on the pile. It's amazing how you can spend $10,000 to set something up, or about. Not sure how much I've spent. But then you can find probably only about $25 worth of stepping stones and concrete free on your property. But for some reason it makes it all worthwhile, and it's exciting. I'm looking forward to what else I can dig up out here. I'm already finding tons of bolts and screws, just all kind of stuff. And there was things that we got out of the little storage shed when we cleaned it out. So it's kind of like a little treasure hunt out here. So there's no telling what I'm gonna find. And I do know there's bulbs in the ground in 3 or 4 places around this property that are dormant right now and they're not really showing, but I'm looking forward to those coming up in the spring. Some St. Joseph lilies and other items like that. Thank you so much. This is Lainey from Hilltop Home Place. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye. I think I'm gonna name my wheelbarrow Carol. Carol the carry-all. She just carries stuff all over the place for me. I'm just gonna call her Carol. Good job, Carol. Over and out. Take a rest.